If you're a young guy, you might be asking yourself, will increasing my testosterone help me? Because you might be thinking that, oh, my testosterone will be high anyway, I'm going through puberty, it's probably going to be high, it's probably normal just to leave it, not really focus on it, and it will kind of take care of itself kind of thing. Well, I'm here to tell you that no, it won't just increase on its own. You have to make an active effort to increase it, because for me, I went through puberty from like 12, 13, and I was always the kind of skinny, fat, unhealthy, very anxious, very unconfident person. And that is most of the time probably a testosterone issue, at least when I got to like 17, 18, 19, when I realized that this was actually an issue for me. You can't just expect to live a normal life and hope that your testosterone is high as people who maybe you look up to and you see them being very like outspoken and they're in always good shape. They always get the girls that you want. They're always the center of attention kind of thing. So from about 13 up until 19 years old, I was very anxious. I was the anxious guy. I was the skinny, fat, bad shape, not sporty at all. And I completely reversed that by simply just realizing that this is something that you need to put effort into, and it's not something that will just fix itself on its own without you actually trying. And the whole point of this channel, the video that you're watching on, is to help you do that, because I went through this transformation that you can see here and like completely flipped my life. It completely 180'd my life to a life where I'm actually living, and I can actually feel more confident and more comfortable in my own skin. So I tripled my testosterone and got in much better shape, and I really haven't had the same anxiety ever since. What you're doing when you go about increasing testosterone, you literally will change like your biology. I know it sounds silly, but you literally change the way that your brain and the way that your body just works. It has such an umbrella effect on your life as a young man, and I feel like I say it all the time here, but it's so true. It will literally fix most issues you have in your life, because it's not just giving you more muscle mass and giving you less body fat or giving you more kind of libido and sex drive. It's not just that. It's also the way that your brain works. It's tied very heavily, testosterone is tied very heavily to your mental state, because cortisol and cortisol is like the stress hormone, they have an inverse relationship. So if you have higher testosterone and you can maintain those levels and you produce more in general, chances are your cortisol would be lower. So the amount of stress that you have, the kind of bad stress, everyone wants a bit of good stress in their life, but the bad stress is minimized when your testosterone is higher and when you produce more. And it really does feed into every kind of area of your life. More testosterone and more kind of masculine drive even will help sleep. Every other area, if you sleep well, simply like the way that you behave and the good habits that you do and the momentum that you have during the day, it's a night and day difference. And the simplest and easiest way to increase testosterone is by following exactly this. This is the testosterone pyramid, and this is the order of priorities that you need to be living your life in to optimize basically testosterone fully. It's like a testosterone optimization kind of law, if you like to think about it that way. But basically what this is that there are 4 layers to this pyramid, and each layer, as you go up in order, they become less important. So as you can see, the lifestyle and behaviors is number 1, and that is the most important. So that is basically how you live your life, how you behave with women, how much you sleep, how your social life. I know it sounds silly, but even socially, spending time with friends can positively increase this hormone. I've seen this when I've had times when I'm like isolated and on my own so much. I just feel like you feel like a hermit, and you feel like you lose the ability to be human, because obviously that social aspect is so important. And also the oxytocin that you get, which is the social hormone, also ties into increasing testosterone, funnily enough. So basically your lifestyle behaviors, I've kind of split it into 10 pillars, and they are like being around women, training, sleeping. So it's like how you live your life, basically. That's the way to think about it. And then diet is quite self-explanatory, what you eat and how clean you eat. Supplements, and then drugs we don't look at, because you look at this if you go the enhanced route, and that's why I put across there, because that is something that I don't think we need to focus on yet. I think after you become 35, 40, maybe you look at TRT and hormone replacement, but it's not important when you're at this age. So these are the most important. And it might seem boring, but like this is the truth. This is actually how your testosterone works. So if you want like a quick benefit to this, you look at your lifestyle and behaviors. Right now, I'll show you the 10 pillars that this area is split into. So to give you a quick idea into what the 10 pillars are, these are the 10 things you need to focus on when you look at your lifestyle and behaviors. So if you want a quick boost in testosterone generally, you want to look at the first most important priority, and these are the 10 that contribute basically or the most to your lifestyle and behaviors. So if you want to look at any of these and take it, implement it into your life, it will have a skyrocketing effect on your testosterone. So for example, if we take number 5 and say you're quite indoors most of the time, maybe you have school, or maybe like me, you live in the UK and it's not actually sunny most of the time. However, right now it's pretty sunny. If I was living in the UK, I would make sure that maybe if you are a teenager, before you go to school, that you get a bit of sunlight. The most important thing is to get 2 reference points, ideally. Obviously, like just going out to get sunlight is a bit pointless. You want to do it to get something else, maybe. So maybe you combine it with like a jog or something for exercise. But getting more sunlight basically is something you can implement, and that's so easy to implement into your life that will have a benefit. Obviously, you might not go outside and feel the benefits straight away, but it'll have like a compounding effect, the same way that if you go to the gym for one day, you won't see results. But if you do it for months and years, you will start seeing results. So these are the kind of things that you can just literally just implement and sprinkle into your lifestyle and your routine to make sure that it has a big effect on your testosterone. And like, these are so basic, right? You know to sleep, you know to exercise. There are some more niche things that you might not know about. For example, meditation, maybe the way your belief systems work and your self-image and your competition, so competing against other people, will have a massive result in your testosterone. So that's just to give you a quick idea as to how this works. So my final message to you is basically, if you are asking yourself, will increasing my testosterone fix any area? It fix these issues that I have in my life? And maybe you're between 13 and 20, for example, 13 and 25. My answer is yes, it will. It really will. And it's that umbrella effect that I talked about. It feeds its way into every area of your life. And people overlook it. People might think that, oh, I have ADHD because I was born with it. Oh, it's genetic. Or I have depression because, oh, it's genetic. I was born with it. I can't do anything about it. But sometimes there are things you can actually do. I really think that increasing a number, I know it's so basic, can actually help. That's all for now, and until next time. Bye.